My chance to change never came. I guess you lost me long ago. Now it's time that you should know that I don't believe you when you say there must be another way. And I don't have time.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Media Strikes Back.
That's right. We're back.
That's right, back. That's what I mean.
What's
Anyway,
up?
What have you been up to?
So much stuff on, like so
Really?
much singing and rehearsals with the guys and some crazy
DTK.
DTK. Yeah, we've been working really hard.
Yeah.
Troy teaches us how to dance.
Yeah.
Me and Sky just
Well,
walk
actually, I always enjoy watching you guys, you know, when you perform and things, because not just singing, dancing, and things like that. But yeah, it's a full entertainment, it's a full package.
around. Yeah, we're very entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to jump up and down and I'm singing, so it's good. CrossFit helps, really
Yeah.
does, guys.
You need that cardio and strength training.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, Steph, well, since, you know, Steph's into music and things like that, we've got a really special guest for tonight's show.
Yeah, that's it.
So tonight we have Adam Levy and Shelley Segal. Have you heard of them?
No, I haven't actually.
Well, Marissa and Mel actually came and went and watched them play.
Okay.
But beforehand, they were just emailing and, you know, it's pretty cool
Okay.
how what the technology can do right now.
Yeah, like it can hook you up with the people that are like most unlikely to catch up, and then they make a song and it wouldn't have.
Yeah, they've never met in
Technology
real
really
life.
helps. Yeah,
It's almost like online dating. But
almost, but it's online
probably it
music.
works better than online dating.
You know what they do in music now? Actually, is you can actually record over Skype. Like you can actually.
can ya?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So
It's
technology
not
is
that you,
moving
have
fast.
you done that before?
No.
It's something you're planning to do?
Maybe in the future.
Are you telling? There's something you want to tell me something?
No, in the future, like
Yeah.
seriously, like if I can't be bothered, going all the way to the States to record a song, I can just do it at
down the
home,
block.
and then exactly, and just record
Do it over Skype.
Yeah, do it over
Anyway, let's check out Shelley Segal and Adam Levy.
So I'm here with Shelley Segal.
Hello. Hello, Adam. It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Tell me a little bit about your music.
Well, I actually play in a ska band and a heavy metal big band. I like folk, pop, bit of jazz.
We said our goodbyes a season ago. Now the leaves are turning to red and gold. Catch a glimpse of my shadow where there used to be two. Now I'm stuck in the memory of you. I go out for a drive and a bit of fresh air. Turn the radio on and our song is there, playing soft and low like you used to do. Now I'm stuck in the memory of you.
Have you ever heard of Adam Levy?
The Adam Levy? Wow, I might faint.
So I hear this is your first artist tour, touring as yourself with your own songs in Australia. How do you feel? Would you prefer to be in New Zealand?
Then they would really make fun of my accent. I'm really afraid. They're mean there. Australian people have been really nice, but I know behind my back they're making fun of my accent, so I'll work on it.
And I hear you're really enjoying the coffee culture of Melbourne. What can you tell us about that?
I've had about 5 coffees every day. It's crazy, but I'm really happy. Yeah.
Yes, I've had a hell of a day. Maybe you could see. I didn't know that I was wearing my heart out on my sleeve. Trouble upon trouble, stacked up high to build a wall. Sometimes I get over, sometimes I lose my grip and fall. And today it all came
tumbling down around me. I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. When so many other people just walk past, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked.
Hello everyone, this is Shelley, Segal, who has the voice of an angel, and we were privileged enough just to hear her doing her sound check outside. How are you?
Thanks. Good, thanks.
Oh, you even sound like an angel when you're talking.
I don't know about that. No.
You're performing at Bennett's Lane tonight. You're doing a collaboration with Adam Levy. How did it come about?
So we met through a friend, a producer that we've both worked with.
We got introduced to each other actually a couple years before we made Little March.
Okay.
A producer thought that we both knew in common, thought that we would click, and he got us together to write some songs. And in the first session that we met, we wrote 3 songs together.
I did a writing session together in New York, and it went really well, and we really loved the tracks that we made.
And then we had another writing session and another, and then we forgot about it. And then about a year went by, and Shelley sent me a note. She said, I think these are good songs. We should maybe do something. And that's when we started thinking about making a record.
Tonight is the first night that we are performing together ever.
Oh, how exciting. Well, you've got another fan, because I've been listening to your music, I've been researching you, and I love your song Stuck in the Memory.
Yeah, thanks very much.
No problem. So when you write your songs, do you draw from real experiences that you've had?
Sometimes, yeah, mostly a lot. But that song Adam and I wrote together in New York, and in particular that was about an ex of mine.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that one.
A bad breakup I had, and I had much longer, cooler dreadlocks, and I cut them all off in a mad rage. So
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That would have been a hard breakup.
Yeah, well, I miss my hair more.
We've all had some sorrows and lived with our own shame. There are no words for some things. There's a hurt that has no name. It's not easy to repair a soul that's rusted through. But after all's been said and done, there's more to say and do. And you showed me what a friend is when you found me.
Glad you asked. Glad you asked. When so many other people just walk past. Glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. What's in your car now? If somebody got in the car and just turned on the radio or the CD player, what would they hear?
Knee Body actually is in the car. It's an explosive jazz band from America. Have you ever been to America?
I have been to America. Do I talk funny? Everybody says I talk funny. Do I have a thick accent? Should I see like a vocal coach or somebody to try and work on my accent? Okay.
Where do you want to be from?
Moses supposes his toes are roses, but Moses supposes erroneously.
If 3 witches were watching 3 watches, which watch was watched by which witch, and which witch was watching which watch?
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck?
And also, I read you have worked with some big names, Nora Jones, Tracy Chapman. How was that?
Amazing. You know, my life has been a great mix of playing with people who are superstars and playing with people who are on their way to be superstars.
That's awesome.
So with all of your other lyrics, is it something that's real, that's happened in your life that you write about, or do you draw from other people's experiences that you've seen?
I think initially when I started writing, it was like this kind of therapeutic, like, oh, this happened to me and I'm going to let it out and say exactly what happened. And that was, I think, almost a defense thing. If I say exactly what happened, then it can't be wrong. You're like, Yeah, and then now I feel like more it's kind of capturing a moment. So I feel much more liberty to kind of, tweak the story a little bit and maybe focus on something that happened to somebody else rather than like literally what happened to me. But I still feel like that's kind of the place you have to come from when you sing it. You have to feel like it's happening to you. And I hear that also you're touring with Shelley Segal in. Oh, okay. Shelley Segal at Mona, and that's the first time you've been to Tasmania.
Right. We're going to Hobart and we're playing at the Mona, and I've never been to Tasmania. And we're playing in Sydney and we're playing in Newcastle. I've never been to Newcastle. So I'm as we say in my country, I'm stoked.
Steph, how awesome was that?
Really
Adam,
cool.
for his age. I mean, he's just
Yeah, such a good musician.
plus the interview. It's so funny because they've actually interviewed each other, and I mean, it's classical. That's something we should do more often. Get them to interview us.
Yeah, like when we're going places, they interview
Nah,
us.
yeah, they're actually quite fun
I don't
people.
know.
They're
I don't know if we're that interesting though. We're just two people on the couch.
just talking smack all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we'll come back after the ad, and we can talk more smack for you guys.
Exactly. So stay
Tuned.
there. Don't leave. Apparently it's about zombies, yeah?
It is, but we can't say too much about it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But we're lucky enough to have them on the show. They got some really good people there.
Okay.
But you know what? You are you getting into short films?
Yeah, I don't mind them.
Yeah, do a bit of acting. If you're a character, what would you be? Would you be like the diva singer or?
Nah, I like the villains. I think
like
the
the
villains
villain?
are really cool. Yeah,
Good to play.
yeah, they have the most energy and the most charisma, I think, and they're just interesting to play. Yeah.
There you go. Steph's gonna be a villain.
Yes, I
What
am.
would be your villain name? It's not a lot to rhyme with Steph, really.
Everything that rhymes
That
with
girl with
Steph's
the loud
actually
voice.
quite silly. Like it's like Steph, Beth, Left. Like it's just.
Anyway, let's go across and check out the interview with the cast from Before Dawn. Thanks, Steph.
Hi everyone, I'm here with a very talented bunch to my right. I've got Julian Roberts, I've got William and Albert who are actors. Julian is a director and producer and he's been working on a short film for quite a while now, I believe.
Yep.
You've called it currently Before Dawn. Can you tell us a bit about the synopsis of the film and what it's about?
Okay. Well, basically, it's a crime horror film. It's in the vein of 28 Days Later, The Walking Dead, and the French film La Horde.
So not a romantic comedy?
No, not at all. So yeah, yeah,
A little bit.
yeah. But yeah, basically we've got Marcus Graham and Samara Weaving in it. They're both on Home and Away at the moment.
Amazing actors. You did really well securing them, and these guys here as well. How did you go about securing these actors for this job?
Well, I knew I've always admired Marcus Graham, and I knew that he'd done a lot of low budget.
So have I as a female. I just got to say quietly.
yeah. I knew that he'd always done really open to doing independent films and stuff. So I managed to find a way to contact him. Contacted him, sent him a pitch on the film and who was already involved, William and Albert and everyone, and just who our cinematographer was and just the crew. And that's a really professional crew on it. And basically, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry?
He said yes.
Yeah, and he said yes. So I sent him the script. He read it, and 2 days later he said, "Yeah, let's do it."
These two on my right over here are the bad guys, and William, as we were saying earlier, he's got a bit of a mixture. He can be good, but he can be so bad in his look. So I think you cast really well there. And Albert, yeah, you're all bad, gotta say.
There's no good in this one. He's just pure evil.
Have you worked on this genre before?
Actually not. I've done a couple of short films in horror style, but mainly zombies and nothing like that. It's a huge film, so.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of actors say horror and this type of thing is a hard genre to pull off, and it's quite a difficult genre to pull off. Have you felt that in any of the filming of the trailer?
Actually not. I think it's the beauty of this film. It's not pure horror. There is a drama behind.
Yep.
There is a story for each character. There is a nice thriller changes as well.
Yep.
So I think zombies, as I'm always saying, it's to create the tension from outside. The whole drama actually happening.
Will, you're obviously a very experienced actor. What does it take you to prepare for a role like this?
Well, first of all, I mean, I believe that every role starts with the character and where the characters come from, where the history of the character. So I take a character back to as far back as I can, as far back as childhood,
right.
Even if it's not written in the script. So I'll have a good chat with the director and or the script writer, the screenwriter, and I'll find out as much as I can about his childhood, his parents, his upbringing, his habits, any sort of training. For instance, in this character, I've looked at his training in the military and in fighting, and why he's gone to prison, and what his dad did for a living, and all of this that's brought him to where he is today.
You're also working on another project on Channel 7, is that right?
Yeah, I've been blessed enough to be cast in the n06 miniseries, the biopic miniseries on Channel 7, which is coming up soon, and I play Doug Moore as the head of Atlantic Records. And I've also completed a feature film called Wrath, which has just been released in the States this year. Okay. Yeah, so I've had a blessed few years.
Can you give us a bit of synopsis, like exactly what?
Basically, it's set around Marcus Graham's character is the lead character in it. He's a senior sergeant with the Victorian Police, and the year prior his wife was killed in a carjacking gone wrong. So
some bad luck.
Yeah, he's a broken man. So he ends up taking a job running a police station in a small country town. And so the whole thing it's all set over one night, and he ends up the whole thing is him moving out to this house with his family, with his daughter and his brother, and at the same time William is this sociopathic criminal who's been transported from Melbourne jail to Barwon prison.
Evil laugh.
Yeah, and
thank you.
And led by his Lieutenant Albert and the rest of the crew, they break him out on the transport. And the short version is that they ended up kidnapping this family at this house, and all hell breaks loose. And then basically there's an infection spreading over the world, and the town is overrun by zombies, and they have to, actually infected people, but they have to work together. This kidnapped family have to work together with these criminals to survive the night.
So there's drama outside the house and there's drama inside the house. I love it.
It's kind of like
twist.
It's kind of like what's worse is the people inside the house or what's going on outside the house. So but the whole film is more based on the tension between the family and the criminals, and
it makes it slightly different to your normal zombie.
Well, I feel it's got to have a heart to it, and there's this whole relationship between the father and the daughter after the death of the mother. So there's got to be this whole heart to it. Otherwise, it's just gore for gore's sake, and there's no story behind it. That's what Marcus said. He goes, he basically said to me, if it was just a zombie film, I wouldn't do it. Absolutely. But he goes, there's so much more story to it between the relationships between these characters.
It's got a really good hook to it.
Yeah.
It's actually really, really, really good.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they've actually put that the trailer that they had, they put it online to get more funding, and now it's going to go ahead. I think it's going to get released next year, but we can't give too much away when it's going to be out.
Wow, they're keeping a lot under wraps, aren't
That's
they? Maybe it's
So
because it's
skip the hype.
before dawn, you know? If it was after dawn, then they'd have to tell us everything.
After
wouldn't
Sunrise.
they? Yeah, that's
We
right.
should make a movie called After Sunrise.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's the sequel.
Yeah, exactly.
Before lunch. That's me.
After dinner.
Well, the 48 hours it's coming soon, and I think we should do another one. We did one last year. We should do one this year and
What
another movie.
would you do though? Like, what would you do?
I don't know. Would we do a horror zombie film, or would you do more of like a science flick?
Nah, not science flick. That's boring.
Well, I think the worst thing we could do is a religious, educational film. These things are quite hard to do. Or
Yeah.
musical. Or musical, you'd be alright with musical. Singing your lines.
I don't.
I reckon sing your lines right
what,
now.
What about if we do?
You gotta sing your lines. You gotta go. Yep.
What about if we do something in the kitchen and bang all the plates and no more. I can't. I'm talking a lot
I
of
can't even
smack
jump
right
into
now.
that. But yeah, definitely, I'll keep you in mind for musical. But yeah, we should do a special. Make sure film before lunch.
After dinner,
That's
before
it.
dessert.
Anyway, we'll go on an ad. We'll come back and we'll show you more right here on Media Strikes Back.
Hey guys, we're back again.
On Media Strikes Back.
We're practicing our musical segment.
That's right, because the next band that we have on the show, quite interesting people actually.
Yes.
You didn't go. Well, I was there. I had a look, and it's really interesting, the music.
Yeah. What are they called?
Woohoo!
Revue. Revue.
Revue.
It's a tongue
That's
twister.
it. Well, it's kind of like it's got this. It's like a dub reggae, but it's like Russian gypsy burlesque kind of tune. It's quite interesting.
That sounds really interesting. I'd like to see how they're going to work, because when you're telling me those sounds, I kind of think, do they clash or?
No, I love the sound. It's almost it could almost be a soundtrack to a movie.
Okay, wow, really
I reckon,
nice.
Yeah, let's go ahead and have a look.
Sounds very clever.
All right. Well, I'm here with Danny, Jared from.
The Woohoo Revue.
We rehearsed this. Damn. All right. Do you want to do it again? We're with
The.
Woohoo Revue. We're with Woohoo Revue. We've got Danny and Jared, although there's another 4 people missing. But you'll see them in the cutaways and you'll see them perform. And I have to say, what an energizing performance that was. Like you played and people just kind of got all this energy, and I just started shaking and dancing. Like it was amazing, and you guys were dancing on stage. How was that for you?
It's always really fun because it's like this energy that gets created from us playing, and then it goes to the audience, and then they turn it into dancing, and then we turn it into more. We dance on stage, and then it goes back and forth, and it turns into this big thing. So it's very much a two-way street, I find.
This is, tunes that I grew up with almost, because like you said, it's got that Balkan influence, and it's actually quite unique. Like there's not many bands, you got to say, that kind of have this type of style, right?
Probably.
Any competitors in the field for you?
There's definitely been a fair bit of this stuff going on around Melbourne for quite a while.
And Danny, you said something about writing your own music. So who's the crafter behind all this?
There's no individual. This guy's a bit of a freak. He turns them out. But it's quite collaborative. When someone comes to the band with a song, it gets torn apart and dragged.
Team effort. Yeah. And what about when you rehearse? Is it 6 people to get together? Is it difficult sometimes?
Often. But, means to an end. Rehearsing can be really difficult because, you don't have that energy from the audience and, you're not creating this thing, but just trying to do it to get stuff right and work out all those, little technical bits that are part of our show. But
possible to rehearse without shooting adrenaline into your heart.
And you've got these really sophisticated outfits I've noticed as well tonight, and you've got the females dressed in tutus and there's feathers, there's a bit of a cabaret theme going on. So do you go for a different style every time? Do you kind of keep consistent?
The music came first. I don't know, for some reason this is kind of what we felt it should look like.
I love it. I think it's working very, very well. And what's next for Woohoo Revue?
Well, we're halfway through a tour of every state and territory. This would be
touring,
week
gigging.
5 of 9. And yeah,
EPs.
we've just started playing some new tunes that we've been writing for an upcoming album. And then, yeah, so we've got to get that together before going to Europe next year.
Going to Europe? Can I come?
Yes, you can.
You're all invited. and what are you going to do there? Are you going to try and compete with the local bands?
I guess it can't be that big a surprise from what the kind of music that we're playing. That Europe could be the market that probably suits us the most. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. It's there's a whole culture behind it as well. Like, so many influences, and it's just been wonderful. So, guys, I mean, Europe, look out, because Woohoo Revue are coming to you. Do you like how that just rhymes?
That should be the slogan of our tour.
Revue.
Revue. How awesome was that?
Oh, that was insane. That's crazy. I would love to see that on a movie. Maybe we can use them for our movie.
You know what? Well, because me and Seth actually did this gig at this fashion show a few weeks back, and we should come up with some songs that has different kind of genre and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean? I reckon we just get the hat, put all the genres we can put in there: hip hop, rap, classic, Vietnamese theater, whatever.
Yeah, I reckon.
Let's
do other languages as well.
That'll be crazy.
Yeah. Oh, let's do different accents.
Which is Greek.
Greek.
Well, it's not. Yeah.
Yes,
all right. No. Whoa. Say something Greek. Say something Greek. Say "Welcome to Me to Strikes Back" in Greek.
I don't know.
Come on, you can do it.
I
I know what I said in Russian.
I don't know what welcome is. Like.
You don't even know what welcome is.
Nah.
Oh, Greek Central.
Sorry, guys.
Next time they see you in Oakley, it's over. That's the girl can't say.
But the thing is, like, any of the ones that know the Greeks, like, everyone knows is the swear word. So.
The hello?
No, like.
Don't say it.
No.
Family show. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Thanks for all our guests.
Yes. Thank you, and make sure you guys jump on our website, www.mediastrikes.com. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Living Room, on
That's
the TV,
right. If you want to see some of these
TV.
episodes again, watch it online,
Yes,
on the
that's
website,
it.
YouTube, and all that.
If you've got multiple computers, you can all watch it at once.
And I want to say thank you, Seth, for being on the show. You did really well today.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you, Tristan, for being here.
Oh,
This is
cool.
great.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next Monday on Media
Thank
Strikes
you.
Back.
See you, Tristan.
See you,
Bye.
Steph. Bye.